pool-party intends to onboard the next billion people into DeFi. So pool-party is a protocol that intends to abstract everything to newcomers through a simple solution to generate yield to people that don't understand what
Take the first
Webby
step
means,
towards
or
online
MetaMask
privacy.
means, or
Get
Ethereum, or even
NordVPN.
DeFi means.
The Keystone wallet is the wallet that you want to be using to keep your crypto safe. Whether you are a Bitcoin maxi or an altcoin lover, it is perfect for you. Easy to use, 3 secure elements, and integrates easily with MetaMask, Kepler, and dozens of other extension wallets. Get one now to keep your crypto safe and secure. Go to bit.ly/CryptoRichKeystone. This is an audio recording of an X space courtesy of thecoinrepublic.com, the go-to place where you can keep up to date with what's happening in the crypto space. And Crypto Pulse X space, courtesy of the Coin Republic. I'm your host, Crypto Rich. And I just got to say something about the sound. If you're having any problems with the sound, I do apologize. I'm actually on holiday, but I thought I would do these. I do these on a weekly basis, either at Saturday, 5 p.m. British Summer Time, or Wednesday, 5 p.m. British Summer Time. And today we're going to have a guest, pool-party_xyz. Now, before I introduce my guest, please follow thecoinrepublic.com, thecoinrepublic.com, absolutely fabulous crypto news website. You can follow them on X and get a link to their website, thecoinrepublic.com. You can also follow me on my different channels, on X, on YouTube, on ODYSEE, on Rumble, on BitChute, on ThreeSpeak. Before I introduce my guest, I just want to remind you that nothing that I say on this X space or in any of my videos ever is investment advice. Please do your own due diligence. Do not go and, especially with Bitcoin pumping up and looking like altcoin season coming through, please do not sell all your worldly goods, your wife, your children, your husband, anything and everything in order to put it into crypto or any investment really. Don't put in any more than you can afford to lose. Okay, I think we're ready for my guest, pool-party_xyz. By the way, I just want to acknowledge that there's been a little bit of confusion about the timing of this. Please remember these are always 5 p.m. British Summer Time. And thank you very much to everybody who's here to listen to this. Okay, Pool Party.
Hello, guys. Hello. Very, very glad to be here. Very honored to be invited by Crypto Rich and the Coin Republic. And yeah, Pool Party is a DeFi protocol. My name is Miguel. I'm one of the co-founders of Pool Party.
Okay.
And Party.
I'm glad that you've introduced yourself as Miguel, because otherwise I was going to call you Pool Party all the way through. This is the first time that you and I have spoken. And you already went into what Pool Party is, because I know nothing about it. Do you want to start by saying what Pool Party is?
Yeah, sure. So basically, Pool Party intends to onboard the next billion people into DeFi. Actually, we keep saying DeFi is for everybody. We want the masses to onboard our space. Actually, we have to change things if we want to onboard the grandmas and the TikTok Web2 users. So, understanding what a bridge means, what a chain, what a gas fee, every details. You almost need a PhD to understand how to create yield in DeFi are not for everybody. So Pool Party is a protocol that intends to abstract everything to newcomers through a simple solution to generate yield to people that don't understand what Webby means, or MetaMask means, or Ethereum, or even DeFi means. Yeah, we have started building upon Uniswap. We have been incubated by Uniswap. And let me explain you how do we do this. So, Crypto Rich, it's a YouTuber, and he understands how to provide liquidity on Uniswap, and he have access to those insane yields. But his uncle that don't understand crypto don't know how to provide liquidity on Uniswap. So Crypto Rich can go to Pool Party and create the same strategy on Uniswap through Pool Party and ship a link to their friends, to their communities, to this space audience, and people can onboard the strategy with 2 clicks on a Uniswap pool, having access to those insane kind of yields without understanding what a range means, what proportion or rep BTC means. Just clicking and onboarding the strategy with USDC or even with an Apple Pay solution. So basically, this is it. We are social
Sorry,
finance. We intend to
Miguel,
give.
Miguel,
Yeah, tell me,
Miguel.
tell me, tell me.
Sorry. Oh, hold on a second. Thank you so much. You've said a lot, right? And I do want to break it down because one, I want to make sure that I understand, and then also, hopefully, that other people will understand, and also to give you a little bit of a breather. So one of the things you said right at the beginning is you want to onboard a billion people new to crypto. That's extraordinarily ambitious, and I wish you the best of luck with that because I think we'll all benefit from that. Just wanted to acknowledge that. And then the other thing you said that is that you've been incubated by Uniswap. Now, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, sure. So I believe most of you guys are familiar with V4 hooks. If you are not familiar with V4 hooks, it's the next stage of an Uniswap pool.
Okay,
And
I'm not familiar with that, so please explain. And there may be others who are
okay,
more
so
familiar.
uh, when liquidity pools start being a thing, uh, the first smart contracts to permit people to exchange tokens in a liquidity pool were the V2, where the liquidity was on a full range, so there was not a concentrated liquidity, so the yields were uh, less attractive. And then several years later, in the DeFi summer, we start using the V3 pools, so you can concentrate your liquidity in a range price. So if you are selling, let's say, if you create a pool between it and USDC and you want to sell hits in that smart contract, guys. So I'm assuming everybody understand what a DEX means, what a decentralized exchange means. So assuming,
Okay, Miguel, if I can, let me break this down a little bit, right, to make sure everybody's on board.
uh,
Because also,
uh,
while you and I understand liquidity pools, if you want to bring on a billion new people, we have to explain this to them. So think of it this way, and I'm just going to pick a name from one of the many listeners. So I want to sell some. I want to buy some Ethereum, and I've got USDC. So for me to buy Ethereum, there has to be somebody on the other side of the trade who's selling the Ethereum. Now, let's say, for example, Ethan Brooks, one of the listeners here, he's got some Ethereum to sell. I've got some USD that I want to sell. He wants my USD, and we make the trade. But what if he doesn't want my USDC? What if he wants something else, or he's offering me a price that I don't necessarily want? Then no trade will happen. Now, what happens with liquidity pools is you have a basket of Ethereum, lots of Ethereum swimming around in it, and then you have a basket of USDC. So it doesn't matter if there's another person on the other side of the trade willing to sell me Ethereum because I can buy and sell from the liquidity pools. And liquidity pools are a feature of decentralized exchanges. Now, a decentralized exchange, distinct from a centralized exchange like Coinbase, like Binance, which is a little bit like a crypto bank. They hold the money, they will do the trade for you, then they give you what you've purchased, or you do the trade through them rather. A decentralized exchange, there's no centralized entity. It's dispersed, it's on the blockchain. Like Uniswap is a decentralized exchange, and where buyers and sellers buy and sell from the various liquidity pools on that exchange. I hope that's clear. If there's anything missing, Miguel, you want to add, please feel free to do so.
no, you made it crystal clear, I believe, and exactly that's the point. In a centralized exchange, you have an order book, and the guys behind under the hood match the orders. In a decentralized exchange, all works through smart contracts, and in Binance, CZ gets the cut of the fees, right? In Coinbase, Brian Armstrong gets a cut of the fees when they match the orders. In decentralized exchange, liquidity providers can have those fees providing that liquidity to the market. So it democratizes the financial system, and it lets anyone with the expertise to do that, to be the house. The house always wins, right? That's why DeFi is so powerful and empower the people, right? So the financial opportunities before decentralized finance were on the hands of the big players, and now anyone in South Africa or in Bhutan or in Afghanistan or in Europe with access to a MetaMask can be a liquidity provider and earn that fees, and that's game changing to the average to the average people that don't have access to these kind of opportunities to be the house, right?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so you set up a system which is supposed to make it easier for people to engage with Uniswap. How do you do that?
Well, exactly. That's the point. So everyone can have access to those kind of yields and opportunities if they know how to operate these smart contracts. V2, V3, now V4. When you asked before, have we been incubated by Uniswap? So the V3 model, the pools on Uniswap, the V3 model. You define a range of price you want the market to accept your tokens. So uh, let's say you define you have it at $3,000 and you want to sell all your it for USDC at 3,500 dollars. So between those range you will be earning fees. In the V4 model there are some triggers that you can activate at the contract, can make some how can I explain this in an easy way for the audience to understand? So, if you are out of range, you can define some kind of triggers that can produce some actions on chain that put your money to work without it being stagnant. So, regarding the V4 and all the all the technical sides, everyone can create this kind of pools with the knowledge of these contracts. But my dad, let's say my dad is 75 years old. He's providing liquidity without understanding anything of this with two-click solution. Yeah, that's what we do on Pool Party. We onboard the masses into liquidity provision and have access to 20, 30, 40% yields without the technical knowledge needed, just following, let's say, Crypto Rich, because he knows, he understands how to build that pool. He built that pool, he dropped that pool on Uniswap through Pool Party, and their friends just onboarded the strategy with 2 clicks. Basically, this is it
Okay,
without, yeah. And
okay,
what's your
thank you.
incentive, by the way? Let's just
Sorry, Miguel. Gail,
li-
before
yeah.
we go into that, and please forgive me, I want to make sure that people, including myself, right, are understanding how this works, right? So, which is why I'm interrupting you. So first, for those who don't know, what do you mean by when the percentage is in range or out of range? And then I've got another question after that.
Yeah. So in the beginning of DeFi, on when Uniswap comes out, the V2, we had the V2 model. So you just drop in that basket that you mentioned before. Let's say ETH against Bitcoin, and everyone who swap Bitcoin for ETH or ETH for Bitcoin, you get a cut of that. You get a fee. Like the centralized exchanges, they keep the fees for the guys that operate those centralized exchanges. In the centralized exchanges, who provides the liquidity gets the fee, and the smart contract orchestrate everything under the hood without without the needing of trust in people. So you trust in code, in computer in computation, right? In open source code. Let's say it this way. But there were a problem in the V2 model because you couldn't concentrate the liquidity in a range of price. So the fees were not so attractive that if you can concentrate your liquidity. So let's say this. You can choose just to operate in a V3 pool. Your pool just operate in your price range, and let's say you define to just sell heat or it against, let's say it against USDC between 3500 and 4000 dollars. So if the price is of heat is like 3200, you are not selling your it by USDC. So you concentrate the liquidity where you think the most volume is, and that can make you perform much higher because all your liquidity is not split across. It's not. Split across all the volume in the space. We call it the ticks or the tickers or on Uniswap. I believe this is something harder to explain here. If we had some charts, it will be easier to explain. Just with words, maybe I'm not the best guy to explain this. No, I'm Portuguese.
Well, you're doing
Yeah.
much better than I would do in Portuguese, right? So all I can pretty much is obrigado.
No, yeah, and that's it. And basically, if you know how to provide liquidity in those ranges, um, that's not something easy to do. You have to understand the market. You have to understand the price action, and the people that don't have that expertise can onboard through Pool Party through 2 clicks. And what's your incentive? So we call it social finance. So your incentive, you will be generating like for me 30 or 40% APR a year, and I will pay you a performance fee you will define. And I'm still happy if you define like 10, 15%. Why? Because I'm still earning 40% APR, less that 10% over the fees that I will pay you, and that's still best. That's still better than my bank gives me, or that's still better than TradeFi gives me. That's still better what Binance or Coinbase gives me. So these insane yields a couple years ago were just available to DeFi geeks. And not right now. We believe to onboard the masses on DeFi, everything needs to be easy. Everything needs to be seamless without all the friction that DeFi have until today. So yeah, we have been incubated also by Base. So we have been supported by Base. Actually, I just told you about Uniswap, but yeah, we won several hackathons in Eat Lisbon. We won also building hooks for V4 globally for Uniswap. That hooks, that V4 system that I were talking about with you guys several minutes before ago. But yeah, basically this is it. Everyone can create a pool on Uniswap through Pool Party and ship it and share it with their friends. I have an example for you. So I have a couple of friends that have dinner every Friday night, and there's one guy that understands crypto in that group of friends. There's just one guy, and he told him, "So guys, you don't need me to trust me your money. Trust just my strategy and keep self custody of your funds. Let's pay our Friday night dinner with this liquidity pool. Just deposit here. I don't have access to your funds, and I will generate the yield to pay our Friday night dinner." So that 7 guys now are paying every Friday night dinner with that pool that just one guy knows how to manage, and the guy that understands how to manage the strategy don't have access to the other guy's funds. So this is the trust, don't trust, verify. It's the trustless system that we want for the future of finance. And yeah, we believe we are paving the way uh, in that way.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So then, okay, so that's how you're going to onboard 1 billion people, because you got this one really smart guy on crypto, and every Friday night he's going to invite more and more people until he has 1 billion people coming around his place. I'm joking.
Yeah, no, but that's a great point there, because you just gave the example of the micro investment clubs. But beside the micro investment clubs, we have like the YouTubers. Actually, we started with influencers, with KOLs. We started penetrating Brazilian market, Indian market with YouTubers that understand how to provide liquidity, and people in the live streams. Were asking them, please take my money, make a liquidity pool for me, and those guys don't want to take that kind of responsibility. And now they can monetize their knowledge in DeFi. And also, we have investment funds working with us. For the first time, an investment fund can export a decentralized finance product to their clients. And they've actually created a new kind of job, the DeFi specialists that onboard the strategies, that create the strategies, and ship that to their clients and monetize their knowledge. And it's a win-win-win situation because the protocol and the fund manager or the pool manager, they just earn fees if they make people earn fees, so all the incentives are aligned. And this is very important, the alignment of all the incentives, to be a win-win-win game. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, that's quite something. So then, because I get friends and family saying to me, "Look, will you hold and manage my crypto?" And I say no, because I'm not willing to be responsible for it. There's a risk. One thing for me to risk my own crypto, but to risk, a cousin's or a friend's crypto, no, I'm not willing to do that. But you're saying that because it's decentralized, because it's connected to Uniswap, my cousins, my friends, they would hold on to their assets. I don't have them. I can't access them. And of course, it's risky because you can get what's that when the price moves against you? What's it called? I've forgotten the term.
Impermanent loss.
That's it.
Impermanent loss.
Impermanent loss, right? We'll get to that in a moment, right? But you're talking about yields of. I mean, what's the range of yields? Like, if I put $100 in, how much can I expect to make on average? What the ranges are after a year or something?
So it really depends on your appetite to the risk. So you have
I
like
see.
stable coin yields, like you can take like 20% APR, but there are some pools right now. I'm looking at those in a pool party with like 1,000% APR, but that's like much more riskier, and you have to understand the impermanent loss that you just mentioned. So yeah, it depends on the pool manager. We don't intend to curate strategies on pool party. Our goal is to offer the tools for specialists. Use those tools or use the major DeFi protocols and ship it simple to friends, clients, communities. Yeah, basically that's it.
It could also work the other way, I suppose. Or I'm asking that if I find a pool, I'm not necessarily I know who's owning this pool, who's the manager of it, but I can still deposit some of my crypto into that particular pool. Is that correct?
Yeah, sure. That's a very important point. So if you want to be a pool manager, you have your, because you managing all money. You can't start a pool without putting your money into that pool, and that's why the incentives are aligned. Because you are, first of all, you are managing your money, and managing your money, you want to earn more money. You will do it. The best way you know how to do it, because it's your money that is on the line, and people on board that strategy, and uh, the money of other people will follow your strategy to your own money. So it's all of your it's of your interest to have the best strategy to generate the best yield, because first of all you are managing your money.
So, Miguel, what does it actually mean to manage somebody else's, to manage a pool? Yeah. So I understand I could create a pool using, let people know, and I use other people's funds. I don't have access to their funds, so their funds are secure with them. But what am I doing when I'm managing the pool?
First of all, you are managing your money, and people can onboard the same strategy, and you will earn a performance fee just over the fees you generate for them. So first of all, you are managing your money. That's the first point. You are creating a strategy for you that people can follow. So
Right.
you can think this like a decentralized eToro, but not just on trading, on decentralized finance and trustless and non-custodial. So you never have access to the funds. The protocol don't have access to the funds. So you stay in control as a pool manager. You stay in the control as an investor on the pool manager's strategy.
And then, does that mean I might be moving the funds from the money that I manage? I might move it from this pool for a few weeks, then move it to another pool for a few weeks.
Well, right now there are just Uniswap pools. We will have like some new protocols in the near future, other DEXs and other major DeFi protocols. Lend and borrow, maybe Pendle, maybe moving to Solana. Who knows? We will have news in the next several weeks. But right now, if you close your pool, all the funds of your followers of your community um, don't will not move to another pool. So when they access the protocol, they will see this pool has been closed. You have money to withdraw here. So yeah. When you start a pool, you can move the range, you can uh, move to different strategies, but you can't move the funds to another pool for now.
Okay.
Maybe we will have more complex strategies in the near future. We are still in beta. We made more than 2 million in volume in the last like 2 months. More than 2,000 wallets using it. A lot of KOLs, influencers saying that now they can help people. Now they can help people that don't understand how to make this kind of fields. But for now, the strategies are in the same liquidity pool.
Right. Okay. And then I'm looking on your website, which is pool-party.xyz, pool-party.xyz. And I've actually, while we're talking, connected this to my MetaMask wallet, which, and go to the actual app, but you can link through it through the main website, which is app.pool-party.xyz. So people can find out that way. Now on the screen it says there's the total value locked, which is all the dollar value of the cryptos within particular pools. Then you've got the estimated fee APR. Is that the amount that people can expect to earn from providing liquidity to that pool?
So regarding APRs depends on the volume of that specific pool, and it refers to the past. So it you never can look. It's a number that it's regarding the last year or an average of the last week, 2 weeks. It depends on the formula chosen to decide the APR. That APR is very similar to revert finance. I don't know if you are familiar with revert finance, but a lot of liquidity providers use that tool to understand how the pool is performing, and the liquidity pool managers asked us to use um, that formula. But we have to understand that on liquidity pools you will never know how will be the volume tomorrow. How will be if the volume is the same that the last week or the last year. You will have those numbers according. But yeah, that's estimating the future. We can never know. But that's
Yeah, the past performances doesn't guarantee future returns, especially with
yeah.
some liquidity pools and decentralized exchanges, because something could change quite drastically. One of the things you could have is impermanent loss. Now, it's been a while since I looked at this. Let me try and explain this. Supposing I'm in a USDC Ethereum pool, and the pools are balanced in such a way, usually 50-50. So 50% of the dollar value is in Ethereum, 50% of the dollar value is in USDC. But if the price of Ethereum moves up really quickly and goes up really much, much higher, then if I were to cash out whatever I'd put in, I may get less Ethereum than I would have done, than would have been expected, than I would have originally put in. Now, impermanent loss only happens when you withdraw, and over time, especially in large established pools, it works out that people do make money from putting money in liquidity pools. Generally, no guarantee. Is my explanation adequate, Miguel?
Yeah. You are totally right. So impermanent loss is a thing when you realize or when you close your position. So until you don't close it, yeah. And actually, it's it. You have to understand that impermanent loss is a thing. You have to understand that in the moment you decide to be a decentralized market maker, when you decide to be an AMM, market maker, you are providing liquidity to the market and you are absorbing what the market don't want to. So if you have a position with it against USDC and it goes up, it's because market wants it. People are buying ETH. So they are swapping ETH for USDC. They are dumping dollars for ETH. So you will absorb those dollars. This is the problem when you don't understand what you are doing. So if you are creating a liquidity pool on a meme coin, and that meme coin is paying absurd APRs, that's normal. But if the meme coin is a pump and dump scheme, if the market dumps the coin as a market maker, you will absorb everything and you will stay 100% in the token that the market dumped. So you have to understand what you're doing, and that's why Pool Party invite people that understand to do what they are doing, and the people that don't understand all these impermanent laws, token pairs they should use. Yeah, they just need to follow the strategy and trust friends or uh, KOLs or who they want to trust or follow. Yeah, social
Yes.
finance.
Yes, and just on the trusting thing, right? That whoever somebody follows, whoever, whether it's a friend or a family member or an influencer who's set up a pool, even though they may be entirely trustworthy, they may still make a mistake, in terms of the strategy or whatever. So don't put in any more than you can afford to lose. You do got to be careful with this and every other investment. Now I'm looking on your website, and one of the things it says is earn quacks. What is a quack, and why would anybody want to earn a quack?
That's a good one. So the Quacks is the Rubber Rush campaign. What is the Rubber Rush campaign? So we intend to distribute points. So we are a social finance protocol. So we believe in communities, the power of communities, the power of sharing knowledge between people and onboarding people with less knowledge. To have access to those kind of fees, and in the future who are using the protocol in this early stage will have some quacks, and maybe those quacks will uh, transform in something in the near future. I'm not uh, promising anything, but we know that points usually on protocols normally they happen when maybe there's an airdrop on the horizon. But I don't know if there will be or not. I'm just sharing my thoughts here with you, not as a team member, as but as a colleague that are sharing ideas on the Twitter Spaces.
Yes, yes, there are no guarantees. We don't. Sometimes there are airdrops, sometimes they aren't. Who knows? That's up to the different projects. So quacks, as I understand it, are generally points that people get for participating in these protocols, or putting your money in a particular pool, joining a pool party, and then you can earn particular rewards depending upon how many quacks you get. And just in case anybody has this idea, a quack is just a point. We're not talking about a cryptocurrency or a token that's attached to this project, are we?
Yeah, right now quacks are just points, so are not token anything. In the future, maybe those quacks will be transformed in something or not. Right now, $1 at the platform per day equals one quack. So if you have $100 on the platform for each day, you are earning like 100 quacks. There are some multipliers that you can multiply your quacks. like being a whale or reposting Twitter posts. I invite everyone to follow on Twitter to be aware of all the campaigns we are launching every week. You will have like multipliers if you are a pool manager. If you help people to earn money, you will have multipliers. So everything it's explained on our documentation on the docs. We have
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's it. It's a quack. It's a point campaign, basically. That's it. And maybe in the near future, something else. Who knows?
Yes. Now I can see you do have some great names. I mean, the motif is a rubber duck. The name is Pool Party. You got Rubber Rush and you have quacks. So you get. I'm going to give you some quack points just for the names that you're using. So well done to you and the team. But how was this funded? Who's behind all this? How long have you been working on this?
So we are a group of 5 co-founders. We are like 13 guys working on this every day. And as you, I'm a I'm a YouTuber as well. In Portugal, I have the biggest DeFi channel the decentralized finance channel in YouTube in Portugal. It's named Surfista Crypto. I have my Twitter as well, like Surfista Crypto. It means like crypto surfer in Portuguese. So how does this started? It started with a pain I had. I started teaching DeFi several years ago, showing LP positions, liquidity pools, and people asked me to take their money. And I said, no, I will not do that. I will not take anyone's money. I don't want that responsibility. The same thing you told a couple, 10 minutes ago. That was exactly where I felt like a couple years ago when you start building this. And like we have Murilo, we have Rafa, we have some community managers. Danny is there as well on the audience. I can see him, and we start building those guys. I don't know if you guys know, but we are based in Lisbon, and Lisbon is one of the biggest crypto hubs in all the Europe. A lot of teams are developing in Lisbon. We have access to a lot of developers, and yeah, we start building this a couple years ago. We have been in other crypto projects, like our core team has worked in projects like Eigenlayer, Uniswap Labs, Dazen, Diva, and yeah, guys, let's build our own thing, a thing that we think that can help the market, at a thing that people want to use. And the response has been absolutely wild this last couple of months. So we had never have paid KOLs, we never have paid paid campaigns, and people really want to use. Go to our Discord, ask for new features. They are professionalizing the pool manager thing. There are guys like posting every day. My returns on this pool today was like this returns. Enter my pool. The cheaper performance fee. Like we are professionalizing the pool manager or the decentralized asset manager. So now you can be a decentralized asset manager with no KIC, with not having to deal with banks, with authorities. So that's the bright new world we want to build, and we really believe that is for everyone, and everyone should have access to that without the need of understand how those difficult liquidity pools work.
Right. Fabulous. Fabulous. Okay. Okay. Now, you said that pool managers will post their results and invite people to join. But if I wanted to find a particular pool, how could I look up a particular manager's history?
That's a feature that a lot of people are asking us to implement. It's not ready yet, but will be in no time. So it's a track record. So we believe it's important to have a track record for who you are following. So we believe in the free market, and the market will tell who are good creating positions or not, who is good managing positions, and the record will be very important to that. We want also to create like those blue check marks like we use on Twitter. So with those blue check marks, if you want to have that blue check mark, you have to associate your Twitter page or your Discord or your socials, so you can be verifiable and people don't enter in scam pools. But yeah, we are working on that as well.
Okay, that sounds fabulous. And then, one of the concerns that I suppose everybody who's in crypto should have is about security. So, how do I know that, well, one, you're not going to run off with the money because you don't have the crypto, because it's in my wallet or in a smart contract connected to a liquidity pool on Uniswap. And Uniswap has been around for a few years. But how do I know that that the smart contract, that the code doesn't have any backdoors in it, that there aren't any bugs? What have you done with regards to security?
Yeah, that's a very important question. You made a really good point there. We are working with the smart contracts from Uniswap that have been audited several times and never have been uh, never have been hacked until today. But yeah, that's a really important point. We are being audited with the tier one audits like Hack and Sub 7. We are always creating bug bounties opportunities for whoever finds something on our code to tell us, and we'll be rewarded according to the level of the breach. And yeah, even if the team want to run with the people's money, we don't have access to that. The code is open source, so everyone can check. Everyone with knowledge um, of code can access the code and understand that even if we want to, we don't have access. Actually, we had a very cool situation a couple of like a couple of 3 weeks ago. There was some pool manager that entered in a phishing scheme from Coinbase wallet, and he leaked his seed phrase on a phishing site that told him to upgrade his Coinbase wallet. So he was a pool manager and were like 30K on his pool from his followers, more his money. And e-wallet was drained by the hacker, and the people's funds, the followers, don't even move. So that was a really good stress test to us. The pool manager leaked his seed phrase. He got hacked. Every protocols were drained on his wallet by his mistake, and every followers, all the money that was on his pool was not touched. So that was a very interesting stress test to us. Do don't trust verify.
Wow, wow, that's incredible. And then, even though you've had all these audits, and even though the code is open source, which personally I find very reassuring, people still need to be careful and not put in any more than they can afford to lose because, new bugs can arise and new ways of phishing and attacking and hacking get invented. So please do be careful with this and any other crypto project. Now, if somebody wanted to go in, is there a minimum investment? Like, do I got to put in 500 USDT or 1,000 or 100 or one?
Yeah, so as a pool manager, you have like a minimum amount. We want to raise the minimum amount for pool managers, so pool managers don't can create a pool like with 20 or 30 bucks and are managing like 100K on a pool. So we don't think that's fair for the people who's following, and for retail for new followers. They can just onboard with 10 USDC with $10. That's all they need. They can put like $1,000, $10, $20. We want to democratize the access to the finance, and there's no lockup periods. There are nothing. You can go in and out whenever you want. You just need $10 to start uh, providing liquidity and be a decentralized market maker.
Wow, that's extraordinary. $10. And I can see that it's right now you're running on Base and Arbitrum blockchains. I'll come to that in a second. But the rewards, do they just collect in the pool over time so that I get them when I take all my money out, or can I take some of the money out? How does that work?
Yeah, if you enter like an investor on a pool, on a created pool, you can you can collect rewards every day. You can collect your fees in USDC every day. So let's say you enter in a pool like Hyathere against Heath. You can collect in USDC. That's the point. You are collecting in dollar and paying your day-to-day expenses. You can withdraw like 50%, 25%, 75%. You can withdraw the amount you choose to withdraw at any time with no lockup periods, and you can add liquidity also, like me for example. I'm using a dollar pool, a stable dollar pool, just because I don't have time, because this protocol is not just for people that don't understand how to use DeFi. I'm using it because I don't have time to manage my positions. So that's a protocol that also can onboard lazy Web3 guys like me, or not because I'm lazy, but because I have a lot of work to do, and not, right now I can delegate my positions to people that I am looking, that I'm seeing managing positions like for several weeks, and they are making a good job. So let's just drop some bucks here and let the money work for me. These guys are making a good job, so let's do that. And yeah, yesterday I added like more 5k to a pool because it was performing very good for me. And yeah, I it's paying my dinners every day. I go to the protocol, I get the fees, I pay my dinner at night with the crypto cards, and yeah, I can live on. I'm living in liquidity pools for several years from now. But now I don't even have to manage those.
Right. That's really, really inspiring. Okay. Now, this is on, like I said earlier, on Arbitrum and on Base. Why those two, and which other ones do you have lined up?
Yeah, right now Base is helping us a lot. I don't know if you heard about Incubase. It was the first Base program, official Incubase program. So like around the world, like 400 team have applied, 28 team have been chosen, and you have been chosen. Pool Party has been one of the 28 teams that have been chosen. And three teams were chosen to present on ETCC in Cannes, like 2 weeks ago. We were one of those three teams chosen to present how to onboard the next billion people. So base, it's obvious they are supporting us. We want to move to Aerodrome as well, the next DEX. We are very close to the base team. Yeah, and they are supporting us with not just with the technical side, but and also, yeah, that's a point. Also, we want to create wealth for people, and the wealth on liquidity pools needs to be on the volume is. So the most the chains, the L tools right now with more volume is base and arbitrum. We are moving to
Right.
ethereum, to polygon as well. Yeah,
Okay.
but mostly the volume, because liquidity providers earn where the volume is. If there's volume on a pool, you earn with fees. You need people to swap tokens.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And then which ones are you planning next?
So which change you mean? So we are deploying. We are moving as well to deploy upon Solana. It's a whole different code. So we want to onboard Solana as well upon Radium, and we are moving as well to change that a volume right now. So we are moving to Polygon, to Ethereum. Maybe there's some surprises in the way that I can't reveal those yet. But yeah, make sure you guys follow our Twitter, and you will know everything in first hand. And of course, if you need, you can always um, text our Discord or our Twitter, and we will help you guys in everything you need too.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if somebody hasn't got USDC on Arbitrum or on Base, then what's the easiest way that they can transfer onto those chains?
Yeah, that's a really nice question as well. So we are intending to onboard people through a Google account abstraction and an Apple Pay solution. So we are trying to deliver that in the next couple weeks. So that's how we intend to onboard the grandmas. So you don't have to have a MetaMask or a Rabby wallet. So you can sign in with Google, and with an Apple Pay solution, you can onboard a liquidity pool. So an Apple Pay or a Google Pay solution or a Revolut or like a QR code. That's our next step. For now, if you don't have USDC, you can't onboard the pool. You still have to pay gas, so you still have to pay gas on ARB or on Base with ETH. Um, in the near future, we also want to abstract all those details that create friction for new Web3 users.
Right. Okay. Well, being able to do it via Revolut or Google or Apple Pay makes it much, much easier for no coiners to get involved. And will they be able to buy USDC with a credit card or a debit card?
Yeah, yeah. That's what those providers make for us. We will not build that. We will use like external providers like Wallet Connect or Reown, or even there are some providers that make all the onboard, so you pay with an Apple Pay, or with some solution like that, and they already uh, make the on ramp, buy USDC, put it on the right chain, and we just receive that on the other hand, and make the bridge to the liquidity pool and everything else.
Great. Okay. And you've already mentioned the Discord. You also have Telegram and you're on X.
Yeah, our socials are mainly X, Discord, and Telegram.
Right.
Also, Pool Party on Telegram. Yeah.
And again, people can probably the easiest way for people who are listening right now is go to pool-party_xyz on X. If you click on Pool Party's icon, that will take you to his X account. I've already started following him. And you can also follow me on the Coin Republic, and then that way you can also link through to the website if you want to investigate this further. Okay, Miguel, is there anything else you want to say or let us know that we haven't already covered?
Yeah, actually, no. Was a really nice conversation here, trying to onboard people into DeFi. Just want to say, if everyone on the stage know how to provide liquidity on Uniswap, I invite them to create a pool on Uniswap through Pool Party, and invite their friends to onboard. Now you can monetize your knowledge in DeFi. You can define a performance fee, and if you are good doing it for you, you are good doing it for others, and you are helping others to create wealth. So yeah, that's the point. And if you don't know how to provide liquidity, I also invite you to try some pools, earn some quacks, and maybe have a nice surprise in the near future.
Absolutely. And then if you go to the Pool Party website, there's a whole page with documentation which which will answer anybody's questions so they begin to understand how to use this. So this sounds really, really great. I really appreciate you coming on. Just thank you, everybody. This will go out on my channel at some point, so do watch out for that. So please follow me, Crypto Rich YT on X, and also the Coin Republic, which is thecoinrepublic.com. Please follow them. Thank you to you, Miguel, and thank you to everybody. And I look forward to speaking to you soon on another Crypto Pulse X Space, courtesy of thecoinrepublic.com. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys, for the invitation, and thanks everybody on the audience, and thanks Coin Republic, and to you, of course, Crypto Rich.
Thank you very much. All the best. Bye bye.